camp last week, and we got so many that we thought we'd do another one, and we might do them more in the future depending on how it goes. And yeah, so if you do want to do something in the future, just keep an eye out on the newsletter, because what we'll do is send out forms on the newsletter that you can submit. We always we try to come up with new things all the time, so make sure you're on our mailing list, read them, make sure it's not in your spam, and then you'll be able to attend things like this. But the most important thing is, if you're interested in Feng Shui, join our certification program, and you can chat with, wait, by the way, Yoda, who is here. Yoda, you got to put your website in the chat, because after this, last time what happened is that everybody was like, I want to hire somebody to do a Feng Shui consultation. And so Yoda's here, and Yoda is a certified Feng Shui consultant from our school, and she's excellent. So yep, that's her website, maddiefengshui.com. You can hire her to do a full consultation, because everyone's going to be like, oh my God, I'm learning so much. But you're going to want to learn more about yours. And we can only go over so many in like the next 27 minutes. Mm-hmm. Okay, so thanks for joining, and let's get started.
Yeah, so we pulled together, we got a lot of submissions, which I think you guys are getting, you understand that. And so what we do is we look through what we have. Some stuff just, it's submitted so that we actually can't see it, or it's not submitted. So, we go through, we weed through a lot, and we pull up, we organize, and we try and pull up to make it as equitable as possible. And so we pick the ones that we think will also be valuable for everyone, and it gives you a variety of floor plans as well, because part of this is, yes, it's about maybe mine will get picked and maybe they'll read mine, but the other part is really learning what, seeing what we say about other people's floor plans and learning from that, right? Okay, so the first one is, Angie, you're up with Leanne, I believe it is. Okay. I don't think she's here.
So Leanne's on the call, but we like. No, I didn't see it, Leanne.
No, okay, I know. No.
Okay, so this is Leanne's floor plan, and it's always great to start with your bedroom, especially with Feng Shui, because the bedroom is the most important room in your home, because it represents you. Think about how much time you spend in your bedroom, and it's a private space. It's just for you and your partner, or maybe babies or pets or whatever. But it represents you, and then you spend a lot of passive time. So when we do these floor plan readings, we're going to kind of tell you maybe what the feeling if there's a feeling that we get, like the energetic feeling we get from the plan, but also maybe we're also going to talk about like Feng Shui things that stand out. So Leanne, thanks for sending in your plan. So first of all, like, I feel like this has a really nice soft energy. Like, you took the time, you used a pencil, and you put a lot into it. Actually, it feels like it's to scale, and you were thoughtful about it. Now, one thing I'm wondering about is your door actually swinging in that direction? Because usually the door is flipped the other way, but if it's not, it may mean that there's parts of your communication or how you connect with the world that you're not totally attuned to, because it's opening in the wrong direction. And if it is opening in the other direction, like with the hinge on the right, then you drew it incorrectly, which means that there's some kind of like disconnect. Oh, Jennifer Kip also joined too. You should see if any of our other students joined. So because your door represents your voice and your mouth, so I would pay attention to that, Leanne. And then also your bed is not in command, so you want to ideally have your bed in commanding position, but I know that the way that your bedroom is set up, you can't do that. So what you want to do is set up a mirror somewhere so that you can see the door without, you can see the door while you're lying in bed. And, it's very cute. You drew two little nightstands that are, and two little pillows that are like exactly the same. So it sounds like, it seems like you have a balanced relationship, or you're really like making an effort to look for one. If your door is swinging with the hinge on that left side, you might also want to put a bell on your door if you happen to be single and staying in this room alone, because it's going to give you a little bit more safety because you're kind of doubly out of command. And then the last thing I might say is that so in this bedroom suite, you have a bathroom that is taking up a great portion of your top right corner, which is related to the area of relationships and also the mother element, and also like any kind of feel like working on yourself, like self-love. So what that can mean is that you might have a lot of drain on that with the bathroom. So what I would do is make sure you keep, also you have a slanted door, and the door, when a door is at a slant, it could mean in a home, it can mean unexpected surprises. So what I would do is definitely try to keep that door closed as much as possible. You can put a mirror on the outside of the door if it doesn't bother you while you're sleeping. And but in the feng shui that we practice, BTB, it's totally okay to have a mirror in your bedroom. In fact, I already told you to put a mirror in your bedroom to put your bed in command. And then I would also maybe, if you, it looks like you do, hopefully you have a window in that bathroom. I would put a plant in that bathroom. You have plants in other places, but definitely put a plant in the bathroom. Oh, you do have a mirror for the bed in command. Good. I see that on the corner. Great. So yeah, Laura, do you have any thoughts?
No, you covered off a lot there. That was good.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
thanks for
for a
submitting,
little bedroom.
Leanne.
See how much you can get from just a little bedroom reading. So yeah, say hi, Jennifer. Drop a note in and say hi to everyone. Jennifer and Lena we have one. Jennifer is currently in this class right now that has moved into level 2, and Lena is starting on Saturday. So we've got a few students, we've got grads, we've got students and current students, and we've got alum here. So
Oh, wait,
yes,
hold on.
what?
Also, Jennifer Kipp is a current student, so she's also looking for case studies. So Jennifer Kipp, if you have if you would like to put your contact info in the chat, people can contact her also, because she's also looking for consultations too to graduate.
Yes.
And then Jennifer can always, you feel free to say anything you want about the program if you're enjoying it, because I think you are. And I'm gonna see you in at 7 o'clock. So
yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next one because we want to get through.
Michelle Lisette is here too. Okay, sorry.
Oh, hey, Michelle.
Same too. You already have two.
Oh, she's got her case on.
She's
got
Michelle,
two already.
Put your website and your info in the chat so people can contact if you want to be a case study for a current student. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, cool. No, that's okay.
We spend a lot of time promoting our students, as you can
tell. Yeah, so okay, I'm gonna guess the DDM wants her place case studied, so you guys can write that down. Okay, so here is a floor plan. This is Laura Lee, or Laura. I don't know if you use the Lee part. So hi, Laura. Good name, by the way. So Laura Lee. Okay, excellent. So this is your first floor, and it's very well drawn. It looks like, I don't think it was a builder's plan, although it looks like you did an excellent job. If it was, you've gone in and you've added lots of details, which are great. You've also added the degrees, so the actual compass directions, which it is not required for Black Sect. So we practice and teach Black Sect Feng Shui. So this almost looks like it was prepared for a compass or flying star, interestingly. So we always direct and lay our bagua according to the predominant flow of qi. So in this case, it would be the front door, and which is right here. So you've added in a lot of detail. So even though it's, I have a feeling this was a builder's plan, or you went over a builder's plan, but you've done a good job doing that. And there's a lot of detail. So you seem like, if I were to guess, you're the kind of person, you're really good with attention to detail, and you want to provide as much information as possible. So yes, it was a builder's plan. Yeah. So you added in. So you're a very conscientious person, I would say. When you walk in, there's a couple of things that I'm going to show you from the design detail standpoint of it, which is we look a lot at that when we're doing when we do BTB Feng Shui. So you come in, and what your front door is directly in line with the stairs. So there is a staircase there. The landing is there. And there's a closet here. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I see the closet, and there's no door on the closet. Okay. So this is no wall. So the stairs are around the corner. Okay. So, so you walk into the closet. I'm assuming it has a door. And then you turn, you come around. Curtain. Okay. That's fine. Okay. So you have a staircase in what we would say is most likely, when I lay the bagua on it, it would be family new beginnings. And you have a projection. I'm not going to lay the whole bagua on just because it'll be, you get the idea, but what you have is a projection in wealth. So so overall, this is the outside here, come up, and then you come around here, and I think that that's a back deck. I think that that's a back deck or a screened in porch, but we'll include that as well. Black porch, yeah. So I'll include that as well because it looks like it's pretty permanent. And then you have a door coming in the back. So your kitchen is in an extension and in a projection. Your stove, though, is nicely tucked in, and it's in the home. So it doesn't feel to me like it's, because sometimes when you have a stove in a projection, and it depends on where it is in that particular projection, it can just mean vulnerabilities. But your stove is here and it's tucked into the home. So it's so projections are good because it means you have more of something, but it also means that whatever's in there is sort of hanging, out there and isn't contained. So it can be a little bit vulnerable. So I would say overall, this is really positive. You can enhance it even further. You could add in plants, because this gua, which is an extension, so your wealth gua would be like this, is the wood element. So you can add in, if you don't already have them in there, you can add in plants. Maybe even if you already do have them in, you could add in 3 brand new plants with the intention of activating that area. Okay, so oh, you went through the wall. That's fine. It's still yours. So, and then the other thing I would say is your back is to an outside door. I know it's the back porch. So I would make sure that you've put yourself into command. So let me delete some of these things. So here's your stove here. You've got this door here, and you can't really see what's coming at you. I would put a small mirror somewhere, like a rear view type mirror, or if you can place a mirror on the, on the countertops or whatever, something that's unobtrusive and that works with what you've got going on. And just place it somewhere so that you can reflect it and move it easily. So when you're standing at the stove, you can see that door behind you. I would also consider putting a bell on that door. I think it's probably in Feng, but it might be in your wealth area as well. Putting a bell or putting a feng shui crystal over it, just again to protect that opening that you have in the back of the home, and especially because it's directly in line with the stove. So that is that.
So just to clarify, when we were having our students and our graduates put their contact information, they're available for hire. But Angie, I think the case study could be maybe a more nominal fee.
Yeah, they can work that out with you. Yeah.
Yeah, but you work that out with each person. Okay, so let's move on to Winnie, who is here.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Hi, Winnie. Well, if it's the same Winnie. So this is your floor plan. The first thing that stands out to me is that it's a pretty regular shaped floor plan. You don't have any missing areas, but what stands out is three things. One is you have a fireplace in the wealth area. So that just means that there's an opportunity for your wealth and your finances or your prosperity to burn up a little bit, or maybe you may find yourself just like having money kind of burn up. pretty quickly. And so what you can do to cool down any kind of like fire and like the excess fire in your wealth area is to, you can bring in some water element. And one way to do that is like you can bring in like some black artwork or black, use the color black, which is the color of water, or you can use a mirror. And then the second thing that stands out to me is that you have your bathroom in the helpful people area, which is directly across, diagonal from the wealth area. So what that means is that you can, you may also have a drain in people that help you, in addition to having the money being burned up a lot. And also that you have a shower, a tub, so an extra drain in there. And so it can, in that helpful people area. So it means also, it's also your male element. So it's like the men in your life, your father, your brothers. So they can also like not maybe be not so available to you. And then so what you can do is kind of lift the chi a little bit by, if you can bring in a plant. It doesn't look like there's any windows there. So you can also use the color green or blue to have some like with like towels or different things to uplift the chi. And you just asked if you could paint the fireplace black. Sure, you can do that too. I just said do something with black, which is the water element. And then it's, your skillfulness or the skillfulness of someone who ends up working with you to find out exactly what that means. But you can just pick something black with that intention. And then the one thing that also really stands out to me is that you have, well, your bed is well, I'm not going to talk about the bed, but you have a lot of doors, and then in that same area, the helpful people area, and also the career area. So you have these 2 sets of bifold doors. You have a door to the bathroom, a door to the bedroom, like the ensuite. So and then you have the closet doors. So you have a lot of doors happening. And so we mentioned earlier, doors represent your voice. It represents communication. And if you live here alone or with a part alone, it can mean that you have a lot of conflicts with your self-talk in regards to men again, or masculine element, as well as your career. A lot of confusion with that, or it could be you have a lot of confusion with a male friend or a male partner or your father. It's like a lot of like opposite voices that are conflicting. And so that's what we read in your plan. Okay, thanks for sending your floor plan in, Winnie.
Okay, Mary. So this is Mary's plan. There were 2 levels. Mary, I picked the the level where you enter, so the entry level, and I believe it's above grade, which is fine. So you walk in that. I'm thinking that when you say entry, that green door, that green block is the front door. So you come in, and I'm going to guess that this is a closet and not a bathroom because it doesn't have a toilet. And I'm assuming that these are stairs that go downstairs, and these are the stairs that go upstairs. So you have a lot going on in your entryway. I don't, if that's a bathroom, then it's even a little bit more going on there, but I'm going to assume it's a closet. And so, yeah, closet, good. The nice thing is that you have a split entry when you come in, but it's not in front of the door. So that's good, because if it were in front of the door, that can really split the chi when you're coming in, and it can allow, it really kind of starts to play with the division, like separation. You feel like separated all along. Themes of kind of feeling divided, it sort of comes up over and over again, but it's not there, it's offset. So you have to go and turn, and then you have this split staircase. So what that does mean though, is it means your bagua doesn't start until you step up here. Okay. So you step up. So, this is its own bagua when you walk in. But if you were going to do a larger sort of bagua and look at the main floor, you would start it here. Okay. It's where you walk up these stairs and you step, and then this is going to be your bagua for this this level, this entry level, let's call it. And this entry level has a lot of important rooms in it. It has the kitchen, it has master bedroom, and it has the office. You got all three kind of big areas that where you want to focus on being in command, and they're all kind of right near each other. So your stove feels pretty good. It feels like you're in command. That's a pretty good thing. So I wouldn't worry about that. Your bed also is in command, so that's great. You know, when you walk in, you can see it. It's perfect. So you'll feel really in control. You'll feel settled. You will hopefully have a more restful sleep. Your head isn't shared by any weird sort of things around there. You know, it's clear, it's nice. So what the one thing I'm curious about is if there's a door on your bathroom. I don't know if you just didn't draw it in, or if it's not. It's because it's actually quite common to not have bathrooms on some suites. I forgot to draw. Okay, good. Well, good and bad. Good, because it's important to have a door on your bathroom. A question, I would wonder if you are feeling, sometimes you're feeling like you're not heard, or when you're heard, or when your voice is being drained. So, and then what I mean is like when you stand, and you also don't have a door on, I know you had openings, which are fine. You didn't do door swings, and that's fine. I know you did a good job, by the way. You did a great job drawing this, I'm assuming you did. But doors and door swings are, you know, that it means that you're able to speak clearly, but also have a sense of privacy, and you know, your words land properly, and you're taken seriously. So it's interesting that you don't have one on the bathroom, because we would have had to adjust that, but you do, so that's good. The last thing I will say about this level, just from what I see overall, by the way, the Bagua, you're not really missing anything. You just have a tiny little, you have a little projection in relationship or about you, which is great. So it could be around you and how you feel, or the female energy in the home. You do, I'm wondering if your office door is on an angle, which is interesting, because what that can mean is, yes, it means unforeseen circumstances. So things just kind of pop up when you weren't expecting them. It's kind of, things just can't just be steady. Like there's always something kind of coming up. In an office scenario, that's not always bad. It can mean maybe that you have a lot of opportunities coming at you, but you want to make sure that you feel in control with them. So you are in command. You can see that door, but what I would do is I would add a little protection on that door, just because it is on that angle. I would hang a Feng Shui crystal just inside the door, and set the intention to bring in opportunities for you from a work standpoint, but to have them come, you know, to have them feel settled. Nothing unexpected or kind of dynamic is good, but unexpected and volatile is not what we're looking for. So just sort of set that you're going to just modulate that and calm that down a little bit. And that's it.
Okay, so let's move on to Marla, who I don't think is here. So let's see. I'm just going to do a quickie, because I see that the next person, Tina, is on, so we can do her. So quickie with this one is, so you see that, so I think this person is also dabbled in compass, because I see all the degrees, but we don't use the compass in the BTB school. So no need to put that stuff in there. There's different schools of Feng Shui, and we teach BTB Feng Shui, which doesn't use a compass as its main way of doing adjustments. We use the flow of qi. So the main thing is that we have this entry door, and it's on, as Laura's shown it. But what is interesting is, for the most part in BTB Feng Shui, you always lay the Bagua aligned with the front door of the space. But in this case, we're just guessing, but this person isn't on, and we're not working with them, and we don't know their address, but we just, based on what we know, it's probably that you approach the home from the bottom and you come up. So the main flow of qi is actually other directions. So in this case, we might shift the Bagua so that it aligns in a different way and not with the door. And this is what, we teach our students, like when these things happen, when these things don't happen. So in this case, we have, and it looks like there's the craft room and the deck are about exactly the same size. And our teachers always taught that if it's almost the same size, we're going to call it a missing area. So that's a missing. So you have your wealth and abundance area missing, and then also parts of your fame and parts of your I might bring it down. But it's not so bad. It's mostly that the wealth and abundance area is missing. Yeah, so I might bring it down like that. So you have a little bit of extension, but there's this big deck area. So one easy way to work with that, since you have a deck, is to put something really a tall, like either lamp or a tall, sturdy tree into that top left corner of the deck to fill up the space. And then, you do that with the intention that you're bringing back the chi. And then one last thing is that your bed is not command and you have an extra door, but you'll learn more about that. Listen to our podcast. Okay, we'll move on to the next person for the last 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Okay, this is Tina. Tina, I think you're here. There is a Tina here. So, okay, so Tina has, this is obviously a designer plan. So it's a rendering where you have the walls, and the doors are a little tough to see, but that's not her fault. That's just the way that these drawings are. And I'm guessing that this is the entryway. Well, I'm not guessing. I'm pretty darn sure that this is the porch here, and then you step up and this is the entryway. So what that means is the door, if the front door is here, then we would put the bagua across here. This would be the con line. So it means that this is outside of the bagua or behind the front door. Now, interestingly, this looks a lot like a completely separate unit. So I am wondering if this is a granny suite or something. Yeah, okay. So it's an in-law suite. So I guessed it right. So that is actually a good thing, because what that means is they're going to have very separate lives, which is important. So it means that whatever is behind that front door and not in the bagua of the home is going to be outside of their life in a way. So it'll be like out in the world. It won't get, they'll have the right kind of separation that's needed in this case. Sometimes we say, if it were a master bedroom, we'd want to correct that. If it were a kitchen of the main house, we would want to correct that. But because it's an in-law suite, it's still attached, it's got a joint attachment, it's going to have that natural kind of energy separation, which is good. And garages are neutral, so we don't really care that that's outside the front. So that's good. And I'd also say that, Tina, you have a projection here in relationship. Now, I have one last question, Tina. Is this your master bedroom, or is this your master bedroom? Is it the top left, your master or primary suite? Okay, perfect. That's important. Again, the same thing I just said. Remember, I said that we want to make sure that the bed is in the bagua. The bottom is a guest suite. Perfect. That means when guests come, they're not going to stay long. They're not going to bother you and stay forever. They're going to stay and then they're going to go.
Unless you want them to stay long.
If you want them to stay, you'd have to adjust it. Like if this were a young child's bedroom, we might want to adjust it. But if it's I always say if it's a kid in their 20s and they really need to launch and get out of the house, then don't adjust it, leave it. But you guys are in the good position there, and you're in command. So good. That's overall you have a projection and relationship, which is nice. So good, strong relationship. Okay.
So thanks everyone for joining us. I'm just going to do a quick plug for our students, our grad, and also a plug for us. Our certification course is starting on Saturday, and Jennifer wrote a really nice little thing in the chat. She said, on top of just mentioning that the course has been amazing, and she's in the course right now, she just started level 2. I will say that along with learning these things that Angie and Laura have mentioned, I've really enjoyed finding a wonderful mindfulness and peace in feng shuiing my own place and creating sacred space within my house. The peace of mind and grounding has been so invaluable, especially during times like this course has been so great to focus on and connecting with others in the course, especially the small groups have been great. I look forward to it every week. And then remember, Michelle is Michelle at michelleaceta.com. Yoda is Mati, M-A-T-I, fengshui.com. Yoda, and then Jen is kipp.jen@gmail.com. And Michelle is MICHELLE at MICHELLEACCETTA.com, because it's not going to come through on the recording. And and Yoda said one more thing. Yoda said, Angie and Laura have so much knowledge to share. The program offers a lot of information. You get to learn by seeing a lot of live consultations. The best part is the education doesn't just stop with the certification. It continues with support from Mindful Design School. I can't say enough about the Mindful Design program.
Thank you. You guys are so sweet. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and Annie wrote, what is a bagua? Listen to our podcast. It's called the Holistic Spaces Podcast, and we don't have time to talk about it today, but that's it. So we may do this again in a few months. Keep an eye on our mailing list, the newsletter. So check your spam folder, and we only accept emails through the form, through that email when we decide to do this. If you want to get something for free, but obviously hire our grads in our students.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled. In the name of the podcast is Holistic Spaces, and if our emails, just check your spam folders, because you will be getting a replay. It comes through your email. That's how we get
podcast.
With our podcast, we'll always send you podcast episodes too. So just read the email. We got so much information in our emails.
Yeah, and there will be a recording. It'll be available maybe for a week or less.
Yes.
And then that's it. And then it goes. You have to let things go.
Yeah, and then it goes, and then it'll be back, and then we'll do something else.
Maybe if we feel like it.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.